If you suffer from panic attacks, anxiety, stress, any kind of tension at all, this video is going to be the ultimate video for you, because I'm going to tell you proven ways in which you can reduce your anxiety right now. How's it going, Nez Nation? Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm going to get right into it really quickly. I just want to say this. Before I get into the proven ways in which you can reduce anxiety right now, I want to let you know that in the pinned comment down below, also in the description down below, I've got an entire playlist of videos all dedicated to this guy right here, helping you to get yourself out of your own way, helping you to quell anxiety, helping you to overcome and stop overthinking and anxiety. So make sure you go check those out after this video, and I'll also leave them at the end in the end cards because these videos are tremendously valuable. Okay, let's jump right into it. So I don't know if you know this about me, but I've said this before in many other videos. I've suffered from debilitating anxiety and depression as a young man. Actually, the anxiety and stress and OCD and panic attacks and just mind hell led to a lot of depression too. And so maybe you can relate to this, maybe you can't. And so I've been studying, diligently practicing many different kind of methodologies, Eastern, Western methodologies. I've read pretty much every study you can on this, but more importantly, I've experienced a lot of different ways in which you can tackle anxiety beyond just taking medication. I even took medication and really none of it worked. And so I'm just going to share with you really simple 6 ways in which you can reduce anxiety. These are 6 proven ways that not only I have used, but many, many other people have used as well that have really helped them to deal with anxiety. So let's jump right into it. The first proven way to reduce anxiety is to not try to solve the problem while you're going through the anxiety and panic. So in other words, it doesn't help you to try to solve the problem with the mindset that created the problem. And so if you're experiencing anxiety, if you're experiencing stress, the first thing that a lot of us do, and I know you can relate to this, is we try to fix it immediately. What did I do? What did I do? What did I eat? Did I not sleep enough? Should I not take in that last detour? Or should I not have, done this with my career? Why am I feeling this? What did I, it's just, you can get into that snowball of insanity where thought upon thought, when you're in that state of anxiety, when you're in that mindset, don't try to solve any problems because it's just going to get worse. And so in other words, what I want you to do first is just to allow the anxiety to happen. Really, what you're going to hear time and time again that I mentioned to you is to really take it easy on yourself. Give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself. A lot of us, when we're going through anxiety and we're going through this, especially with all the stigmas, and it's very difficult for family members and friends to understand this. If you haven't gone through anxiety, there's no way you're going to understand any of this stuff. You're not going to understand what it feels like until you actually go through it. So I know you who are watching right now, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you have a friend, or you tried to explain it to a girlfriend or boyfriend, husband, spouse, mom, dad. Zero understanding. I want you to know I've been there. And so you got to really give yourself a break. You got to really take it easy on yourself. Forgive yourself. Allow the anxiety to take place. There's good news. This too shall pass. You ever notice that? Anxiety comes, but anxiety always goes. It never lasts forever. It may come back, right? It can become chronic, and I talk about this all the time on my channel, but it never stays forever, right? And so if this comes, it shall go. Allow the anxiety to come and go, and just take it easy, and don't try to solve the problem. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to fight the anxiety. Just let it come, observe it with detachment, and then let it go on its way. And then, only then, when you're in a mindset, when you're in a mind state that is of calm and equilibrium, only then try to, if you're going to do any analysis, which I don't really recommend, or any kind of self-diagnosis or self-introspection, that's the time to do it, okay? The second proven way, let's go into the second proven way for you to reduce anxiety. Deep breathing. I know this sounds almost bumper stickery and almost sounds kind of ridiculous, but you'll be amazed what you can accomplish if you really understand the power of breath and the power of just taking a deep breath. And I always say take 3 major deep breaths through your nose, as deep as you can go, but don't breathe from your chest, breathe from your stomach. Think about your stomach when you're inhaling. You'll notice that when you do that, you can take a much deeper breath. So I want you to take a large, deep breath through your nose, hold it for like 2.5 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Do that 3 times. Practice that, especially when a lot of these proven ways relate to each other. They're actually subsequent steps too. And so really think about the kind of process here. There's a lineage to this, why I'm going in this direct order. One's not better than the other. There's no like, oh, you should do this one first, or you should do that one next. And you don't even have to do any of them. You could even do just 1 or 2 of them if you want to. But these are 6 proven ways in which you can reduce anxiety like today. And so when you're going through a panic attack, anxiety, it's scary. It's just demonic in some ways. It's just absolutely insanity. First, don't try to solve it. Don't try to fight it. Just allow it to come and go. Focus on your breath. Number 2 is a great kind of complement to number 1. Just focus on your breath and take those deep breaths. Because you guys know as well as I do, when you're going through anxiety, when you're going through a panic attack, that physical kind of the physical symptoms and the physical sensations are just soul crushing. I mean, I don't even know how else to describe it. You know, you feel like you're going to literally die. I know that feeling better than anybody. You feel like your throat is going to close up. You feel like you can't breathe. Your senses are on heightened alert. And so you're focusing so much energy on your pulse, your breath. Why am I sweating? Why am I feeling that sense of disreality or unreality? It's not even surreality. It's just this feeling of being disconnected from it all, and everything's in slow motion. I know that feeling better than you may even understand. And so the deep breathing, just breathe, hold it, deep breathe. Just keep breathing. Just keep doing that. And obviously don't take don't do deep breathing forever. Take a couple of deep breaths, and then what happens is this beautiful thing will happen where just keep breathing through your nose and exhaling through your mouth, and just keep doing that, and just don't fight any thoughts. Don't fight the anxiety. Don't fight the panic. Allow it to come and go. The third proven way that you can reduce anxiety really relates to a lot of the stuff that I've already been talking about, and that is to not try to deflect the anxiety. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to distract yourself. Okay, I have anxiety. This is the worst piece of advice, and I see a lot of people give this advice. As a matter of fact, I saw a therapist. I'm really getting along in years. I'm almost 44. I'll be 44 in December of 2020. And, I was going through a lot of this 18 to 29. And so, don't get me wrong. I still have anxiety, but it's not even close to what it was back in the day. I mean, I have such a stronger grasp of it and understanding really, and of who I am and what I'm not. Which relates to this is, I even had therapists tell me this, use the rubber band, or, just think positive and replace those negative thoughts with positive. Your thoughts have zero power. Your thoughts have zero meaning or significance unless you give them significance. Don't ever forget this, Nez Nation. You don't have to distract. You don't have to try to push out the negative thought and put something positive in there. That only gives them power. You energize these thoughts with your attention. And when you allow them to have such pull, such influence over you, that you're required to stop your day, stop what you're doing, and go try and deflect this and try to combat this with this kind of woo-woo positive reinforcement, you're just giving it more power. So really, this goes back to things that I've said in previous videos. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts have zero power over them unless you give them power. So don't give them any power. And the way that they get power is they get power from your attention. If you give them too much attention, if you give them too much significance, that's when they have pull over you. That's when they have influence on you. So don't even try. Don't try to deflect. Don't try to stop it. Just, again, allow it to come, and it will eventually go. Which leads me to the next proven way to reduce anxiety. Number 4, the really, really important. Watch the anxiety. Don't download it. Don't opt in. Don't put significance or meaning on the thoughts that are causing anxiety, or even the anxiety itself, or the feeling of anxiety. Just simply look. I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm not asking you to believe anything. I'm not asking you, this isn't philosophical or ideological. Just simply watch with non-attachment. Watch with neutrality. Just look at your thoughts for what they are. A cool trick that I learned when I was younger is every time you get a really powerful anxietal thought, or anytime you get a stressful thought or anything like that, just say, when it pops into your consciousness, and sometimes I know you have anticipatory anxiety, right? Like you've gone someplace where you had a major panic attack. Let's say it was at a Walmart or something like that. And even sometimes when you drive past that Walmart, you start getting that PTSD. When you start getting those thoughts, just simply say, that's nice. Oh, here you are again. No big deal. Anxiety has zero power over you unless you give it power. So don't opt in. Don't download. Don't get entangled. Don't try to make sense out of it. Don't analyze it. Don't give it that pleasure. It gives anxiety pleasure when you do that. So when the thought comes, if you just simply watch it and then watch it move and just focus on that breath, focus on who you are before the thought comes and who you are after the thought comes. I talk about this really heavily in other videos. Go check those out. The anxiety will have zero power over you because you will have anchored yourself in the truth of who you are. So just simply, all I'm asking you to do is just simply look and observe, and don't try to do what we mostly do, and which really perpetuates the anxiety is, maybe I do need to do this. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me. Maybe I am that. Oh my God, maybe I am going to die. Why am I going to die? Was it that Kit Kat bar I had? Maybe I should take care of my health. I'm a loser. I should have been a better... it just snowballs. Once anxiety gets its hooks in you, and you basically, offer up your registration, once you register with anxiety, it's got you. And it will take you down a rabbit hole of misery, of abysmal aberrations of who you are and what really the truth is. It will mask that. And so just watch. Just watch without downloading, without opting in. This will change your life, I promise you. The 5th proven way to reduce anxiety. Again, this goes back to kind of what I said earlier, and that is, don't criticize yourself. Let go of judgment. This is a really big one, because what is a beautiful kind of byproduct of relinquishing judgment from yourself and stop judging yourself, a beautiful thing happens. You stop judging other people. So when you stop judging yourself and stop criticizing yourself, you actually become a just happier human being in general. This is even bigger than anxiety. This is even bigger than stress. But what tends to perpetuate the problem, what tends to perpetuate and keep that anxiety alive in you, is that constant beating of ourselves up. I've done it. I've been there. Trust me. I know exactly how you feel, and I've completely battered myself with a tire iron. I've been so harsh and critical of myself. Like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you? You're a man. You're tough. Why do you have anxiety? No real man. All the garbage. That anxiety. It's another trick of the mind. Remember, this is all mind trickery. He can only live if you let him live. If you give him safe habitat, safe harbor. And the way that you give him safe harbor is you invite him into your home and you make him your master. If you give him no audience, he will leave you alone. I'm talking about that dude inside your head who I call the eternal doubter, the ultimate critic, the purveyor of anxiety, the orchestrator, the maestro of anxiety. Practice not criticizing yourself. Practice being a little more lenient and forgiving of yourself. This will help you so much, and it helps reduce anxiety. Give yourself a pep talk. It's okay. Like when you're going through anxiety, going through panic, just say, hey, you know what? It sucks, but you're going to get through this. Don't beat yourself up, because when you're going through anxiety, especially that sort of recurring and chronic anxiety, you become deflated and it sucks. It stinks beyond belief. But what makes it worse is you beating yourself up while you're already down. Okay, we may not know this. Some of you may not know this, but we are our harshest critic. I don't care what kind of relationship you've been in. I don't care if you've got a toxic boss. I don't care if you've got nothing comes close. There is no bully out there that out-bullies the internal bully. And so practice this sort of self-forgiveness. Practice this sort of just leniency, and I promise you it's going to make a huge amount of difference. Okay, the sixth proven way to reduce anxiety, which kind of relates to being forgiving and kind of relates to being, lenient on yourself and not judging yourself, not being so quick to judge yourself. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Be with somebody that you trust. If you've got a wife, a spouse, a boyfriend or girlfriend, some of us, it can be such an isolating, lonely world, anxiety, especially chronic panic attacks and anxiety and stress. Don't be afraid to say, you know what, honey, I need you here right now. Don't go to work. You know what, babe, can you just come over for maybe a little bit? I'm feeling really, really anxiety. I'm feeling really, really tense. Don't be afraid to even go, ask a neighbor and say, hey, you know what, Johnny, I hate to bother you right now, but do you just have a minute? Can you just hang out with me for just 10 minutes? I'm really feeling like full-blown panic or full-blown anxiety. Somebody that you trust, somebody that you makes you feel good, somebody, a family, a friend, a family member, what have you, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever. Just don't be afraid to ask for help. Even, you know what? I have such faith in humanity and such faith in the world that we're living in. No matter how much negativity the media tries to spew on us, even a stranger, if you see a pair of kind eyes out there, don't be afraid to say, you know what? I'm going through some serious stuff right now and it's just really getting to me. Do you mind if I just hang out with you for 2 minutes? Do you mind talking to me for just a couple of minutes? I promise you I won't take up too much of your time. What's wrong with that? If somebody came up and asked me that, I'd be like, no problem, brother. Ain't no thing, sister. I'm there for you. Of course I will, Don't be afraid to ask for help. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to isolate yourself. This isn't something that you must solve all by your lonesome, all by yourself. Ask for help. As a matter of fact, I'll leave some links in the description down below to some really powerful websites and articles if you want to go even deeper. Some of the stuff that helped me when I was going through major anxiety and stress and depression. I'll leave some resources if you really kind of embrace the sixth proven way to reduce anxiety, which is don't be afraid to ask for help. I'll leave some links in the description for you so you can go check that out. I hope you got a lot of good information in this video. I hope you got a lot of help. I hope you got a lot of value from this video. If you're interested in really, these types of videos and even more, you may want to consider subscribing down below. If you got a lot of good value and you got a lot of good information and help from this video, I would love it if you could smash that smash button, aka the like button down below. And then, hang out with us. As a matter of fact, let me know in the comments down below, which one of these proven ways are you going to implement and try for yourself? Which one makes the most sense to you? Which one was like, you know what, Nez, I don't really know what you mean by this looking business, or number 3 or number 4. Leave your questions in the comments. I don't know if you know this about me, but I respond to all the comments on my channel. So leave a question, leave a comment, and anything at all, any concerns, and I will respond to you. And I really, really appreciate that. I would love to hear from you too. Make sure you go check out these other videos. These other videos over here, they're going to really complement this video right here. And so if you're interested in going further and learning more, make sure you go check out these other videos. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.